DC vs. Vampires Part 3. The Justice League arrives at the beach where they find Flash's body. Hal tells everyone what to do and then talks to Batman. He tries to tell him what to do, but Batman says, "I know what to do." Everyone leaves but Jayna. We cut to an alley in Gotham and the Ratcatcher is fighting someone. When Batgirl kicks her and the Ratcatcher says, "What the hell, lady? Are you one of them too?" Batgirl then gets attacked from behind and the guy that Ratcatcher was fighting is a vampire. He jumps on her and she tries to pierce through his body with a stake, but instead, Nightwing arrives and stabs him in the back, turning him into ash. And then they basically flirt about patrolling. We cut to Batman investigating a sewer near the Hall of Justice. Jayna tells Batman it's him, isn't it? Batman already thinks Andrew Bennett came looking for help and he vanished around the same time her brother went missing. He says how he found traces of DNA in the hall infirmary. Someone cleaned up, but they were sloppy. One said was vampiric and the other one was alien. The highest concentrations were around the sink and in the pipes. Jayna was stunned, but she says he couldn't take a form without me. Back in Gotham, we see the Penguin running for his life, and Zatanna stops him. She questions him about the guys going after the Penguin, and they say he might have information about Lex Luthor. But then the Penguin says, "I haven't spoken to Luthor," and how they might try to turn him into a vampire. But then Zatanna says, "The little man assumes we want to turn him into one of us. A girl just wants to eat some junk food." So we cut to the beach, and this is one of the most interesting takes that Green Lantern and Wonder Woman ever have, because I don't ever see them as a match. But anyways, I'm not one of the writers. They start talking about Barry, and then Hal says, "You know, Barry always had a crush on you. You're a goddess, Diana. Everyone does. Barry, Bruce, Clark, me." Wonder Woman says how he's emotional and he's not thinking clearly. And Hal says, "It made me realize sometimes the thing we've been looking for has been right in front of us the whole time." Wonder Woman then lassos Hal and says, "You killed Barry. He was your friend." Hal says, "No, I didn't want to. I wanted him to join us. I was having a hard time believing I lost one friend today. And now I know I have lost two," Wonder Woman says. While he uses his hypnosis ability, he leans in and bites her and converts her into a vampire. Back in the alley where Penguin's body was left, Black Canary and Robin converse about the vampires. And when Robin says, "You've seen your boyfriend lately?" because no one else knows where he's been or where you've been. Being suspicious of each other, they end up fighting, but then Black Canary stabs Damian with a syringe and takes his blood, saying she will test him and confirm that he's human and to not follow her. Back at the sewer, Batman dives into the water and gives Jayna her brother's fingertip, saying, "That's all I can find. Bone is hard to cut through. Even with the strongest metal blades, they leave particle fragments along the cut, but there aren't any. The blade wasn't made of metal, it was made of light." We cut to Canary going into an abandoned gas station. She meets Roy and Green Arrow. She's been doing an investigation on the Penguin and tells everything to Oliver. She pulls out 4 syringes full of blood and says she has more samples to test. Green Arrow then says, "If Batman is turned, he's smart enough to beat any test I have. And at this point, we don't trust his people no matter what we find." Back at the Hall of Justice, Aquaman states Black Manta is missing. Wonder Woman and Green Lantern come into the meeting saying Batman was not told about this meeting because Batman killed Barry Allen. So far, how are you liking the series? I really do love the detective work in this comic. I wish some of the heroes did their little investigations, but I do love that they didn't forget about Ollie because he makes a good damn detective. Let me know your thoughts. Till then, see you next time.